Yo, what up, guys? Homie supplied me with a new caliper, rotor, and brake pad for his 2018 Toyota Tundra. This is the iForce 5.7 V8 four-wheel drive. I think this is going to work for 2016 to 2020. I'll look it up and put it in the description probably. And since we're changing the whole caliper, we don't have to worry about disassembly. Normally you would knock these two pins out, take this clip off. There should be a clip on the bottom, but it's missing on this one. It was all mangled up on the other side. The other side was real rusty and nasty. But first things first, we take our wheels off. I believe that was a, what size socket was that? 24 or 22 mil? I don't know. One of the two. I'll grab that socket here in a second and show you. First thing you want to do is wire wheel your brake line. Now, this brake line doesn't look awful, so that's awesome. I already gave it a wire brushing and a spray down with penetrate earlier. That's the first thing you want to do when you get your wheels off. And see, now as we're changing the whole caliper, once this line is off, we can just take these two back bolts off, toss the caliper to the side, it's done, and I'll show you reassembly of the hardware and all that. Let's get to it. Always better to have a line wrench when you're taking off brake hoses or brake lines, whatever. And did this one just, did it move on me or did it round? Oh, it's moving. All right. Now, a little bit of heat goes a long way for these brake fittings if you're having trouble. What I want to do is just work it back and forth, back and forth. Get that nut to break free a little bit. It's feeling a little stiff, and we don't want it to drag the line with it. We want it to rotate around the line. Just try to give you some pro tips while we're in here. All right, it's nice and free now. That second shot of peanut butter blaster did the trick. I do have brake hose pinch off so we lose less fluid. This is a plastic one by OMT. Find it in my Amazon store, link in bio under automotive products. It's really going to slow down the flow of the brake fluid. I do have the reservoir cap cracked. I want good free flowage, and to get rid of all that brake fluid in the reservoir, or a lot of it, do a big time exchange. I let it run out of the other side for a long time, so it's pretty much all fresh in there. While I was doing everything, you can leave this tool, I'll show you, on the line. Is it all the way out? Not yet. You'll be able to pull back on that line, and some people prefer, it's safer if you're a rookie, to take this bolt, which takes the bracket off so you have sway flexibility. But me, pretty good at not cross-threading things, so I'm just going to do it the quickest way. That bolt's looking pretty rotted. Might just snap off unless I want to put effort into it. There we go. Because this line isn't all rotted out, looks like maybe somebody replaced it in the past. It comes right out. You can bend it back into place. Just be careful, don't kink it. Grab your little cap off of your brake bleeder. And I would say put it over there to stop the flow. But this fitting is not moving backwards on the line. Gotta finesse it a little bit. It doesn't want to move backwards. Rats. Making me look stupid, bro. Let's see if this fit over the whole shebang. Yeah, whatever. You little sucker. Let's see if we can pinch this off better then. I don't want this dripping the whole time. A little jumping spider below me, that's pretty cool. Come on, line, pinch off. How about now? Slowed it down. All right, let's go ahead and crack the top one free. It is a 19mm bolt. I'm holding down the caliper. Ooh, yeah, mama. Zip this bottom one off. Grab my short 1/2-inch extender to get past the brake line to zip the top one off. Hold the caliper. You don't want it to fall on your sandals. Might break a toe. Ooh, she's on there pretty good. Pretty good. Little hammer action. Make sure you keep your calipers and return them for a core if they're on there. Might be able to grab something here. I'm going to get you that lug nut size. Lug nut size is 22mm. Have all kinds of caps laying around. Slow it down a little bit. All right, hammer time. Drink water. One smack. That's all you had for me? If your hub surface is real rusty, clean it off. This one's got quite a bit of rust flakes in there. Wipe that off. I'll give it a little cleaning on the hub surface. That's just surface rust, nothing I'm too concerned about. It's not pitted rust. You just want to make sure your mating surface, rotor to hub, is flush. Little hub buddy, it's in my tool store. You can take a little bit of brake grease. This is Glide silicone based high temperature brake grease. It's the only stuff I use. It's in my store as well, automotive products. I think it's the best. It's what I use. Just a little for the surface there. But you may not be using coated rotors, so yeah. You give it a little spray and wipe down on your rotor with brake cleaner is what you're supposed to do. And then there's a set screw in this rotor, but I don't see one on the hub. It just pops on there. We will take one lug nut just to keep that rotor straight while we're assembling. It's nice. Try and be mindful of how much brake fluid we lose because we don't want to go dry in our reservoir. Just kind of estimating that in my head as I go. Boom, a little brake cleaner for the outside. Got some grease on there. Just on our contact surface, where our friction surface, that needs to be clean. You can even put a little bit of this grease on this surface if you want. I don't care. You do you. So it doesn't seize up. We're in the rust belt, so things get nice and rusty. Next thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of that brake grease on my finger. And I'm just going to coat the contact surface of the piston with a thin film. That's a little extra touch you don't have to do, but it's nice. Silicone based, it doesn't hurt. Seals like other greases. Just gonna get a little bit there, a little bit there. Got to grab a rag. But we're gonna go ahead and pop this fella right here. That's our next step. Put our bolts in. One. and 2. I'll start the bolts. I'm not tightening them all the way, just starting them. We want to get that brake line on there and started to bleed. Take this cap off the bleeder, 10mm wrench, and we'll loosen the bleeder. Bada boom. Pull the plug from our new caliper. Boom. Pop our cap off of there. That slowed down our fluid. You don't want to pinch these lines off with something metal like vice grips. Yes, it'll pinch the line off. You won't lose fluid, but it can damage the structural integrity. This is a soft plastic tool. Not supposed to hurt it. Now I'm going to bend that brake line till I can see that it started flush. Very easy to cross thread brake lines. If you're having trouble getting it started without cross threading, take this bolt off of here. It'll give you the flexibility you need. Or you can even start it on the caliper beforehand. I go by feel and experience. If something doesn't feel right, stop. If the threads are clean, you shouldn't have that much resistance. I'm getting a little resistance because there's a little rust in between the line and the fitting. But that's okay. I think we got her to start. And it feels so good that it's definitely not cross-threaded. It's going right in there. So just be careful, be mindful of that. The way I'm doing this is we won't barely have to bleed the brakes at all afterwards. Bleeding brakes is just a normal brake bleed, even though this is quad piston caliper. There's nothing special to it, guys. Just watch a YouTube video on bleeding brakes if you don't know how to. There's many tools out there. Vacuum bleeders, pressure bleeders. You can do it old school. You can do it by yourself old school. If you got a piece of wood, adjust the seat, boom. This is a cheap old tool you can find in my Amazon store. It comes with a brake bleeder kit that I got. It's a pressure brake bleeder. So what we're going to do is point that hose straight upwards. And we got this rubber. Stay in there. Got this rubber on the nipple of the bleeder. So all the way from the top of the vehicle, gravity does its thing. And it shoots your air bubbles up through here and into the container. And that'll pretty much get all the air we need out of the line automatically. Wham bam. But we will finish it off just to make sure 100% of the air is out with a regular brake bleed. Get that one snugged up. You can want to make sure these bolts are real nice and tight. This impact puts out plenty of torque. When I add an extender, I do like to check it with a breaker bar to make sure it's tight. You know, just OCD, paranoia, that kind of stuff. Just want to make sure she's nice and tight. Oh yeah, she's good. I wish I would have grabbed a rag. Well, we're going to the pad, so I should have a rag now. There's one. It's sitting right here. Where's my bait? It's in my pocket. All right, next up. Brake pad time. He bought the Evolution Power Stock ceramic pads. Really nice choice. There's a squealer tab on 2 of them. We are going to set that brake pad in there so the squealer tab's at the top inside pad. And we'll put this one in here. Make sure your friction surfaces are where they should be. New hardware. Always recommend new hardware with this. You saw how rotted that hardware was. It'd not be very fun to play around with. So we got our new pins. They're going to come in through the front. Top one's just going to go right in there. There's holes in these pads. They go through. Back pad slid back on me. That's fine. We can figure it out from behind. Boom. That guy's in. And now we got a special clip on the bottom. And that one's going to go through this hole. This pin's going through the hole and then through the loop of the hardware. Squeeze your hardware in. So it goes through the other loop. Push out for me. There we go. All the way through. And now this ear on top, and then arm and arm go through the hole of the brake pad. And there we go. See, it keeps it springed outwards. You use your brakes, it presses it in. It helps spring those pads apart for longer life. You'll see the Chevy ones have one at the top and bottom. These ones only have it on the bottom on the Tundra. Why? I don't know. Let's make sure we're still leaking fluid here. Oh yeah. Look at that air. All right, I'm gonna check my reservoir now. I see one air bubble right there. You'll be able to watch it, but this one's getting so old, it's kind of discolored. Can't really see the air bubbles. It's good now. I wanna make sure my reservoir is completely full. It is all the way to the top. We had lost, I would say, about 1/3 of a reservoir. If that, 25% maybe. All right, we are all set on our brake pads. Oh, it's nice to put a little grease on the contact point, just where that pad sandwiches. Not a big deal. Where it rests on the caliper, just contact points. You know, noise, squeak in the future, keep the rust from building up. Just where it sandwiches, that's it, but no big deal. All right, we are good to go. Just got done bleeding the brakes and realized I didn't put this clip in. Sorry about that. I'll show you guys. So this is filmed after the job, but I'm gonna stuff it in the middle of the video. See those holes in each pen? This guy goes in there like this, through that hole. Shove it up, put it down in that hole, and then there is a notch. Boom, springs in there. Once you not see, it won't come out. There you go. Showed you. Now it's time to pump up my pedal. So, oh, that's why we're not bleeding very fast. I still have that on there. Now let the flow begin. What you want to do is just wiggle this hose right here, and that'll kind of help the gravity get the air bubbles out. Trust me, I'm telling you, it works. I just emptied this, and we're this full on fluid. And I want the caliper I want that fluid to work its way in there and squeeze the pads together before I do final bleeding. So I'm gonna tighten this bleeder, almost all the air's out. And the other side is done as well. So we're gonna press down on the brake pad till it gets firm, and then finish it off. I can do a vacuum bleeding, old school bleeding. If I had a partner, I can do old school with a piece of wood, or I can put my pressure bleeder on. I made a video on that. You hook it up to your master cylinder reservoir, and it pressure bleeds. Leave the bleeder open, or close it, pressurize your brakes to 12 to 15 psi, and it shoots it right out, gets all the air out for you. But it's simple as that. Torque your lug nuts to spec. I think these are like 150 foot-pounds or something for these trucks. I don't know. You can ask ChatGPT or Google, it'll tell you right away. We're done. Put your wheels back on, bleed the brakes. That's it. 2018 Tundra front heavy duty brake quad piston caliper replacement. It's actually, don't be intimidated. It's actually very easy. You saw how fast I did it. All right, thanks for watching. See ya.